Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Selly Yagan. I work with the Commission on Revenue Allocation. I'm here presenting on behalf of Dr. Jane Kiringai, who this afternoon is being committed at the Commission. So I was told to make a presentation on decentralization and localization in Sub-African Africa, in Sub-Saharan Africa, the case of Kenya, but not specific PFM, but I will try to tailor-make my presentations towards the PFM. As an outline of the presentation, I'll be speaking on decentralization, just a definition, why decentralized. I know we have experts here, the Kenya case, the intergovernmental fiscal framework, devolution success in Kenya, and challenges of the devolution. That is the outline of my presentation this afternoon. As a way of introduction, I think we all know what is decentralization. It's a transfer of roles and functions from the central government to subnational governments, together with the resources that is required to carry out the role of decentralization. Again, as an important issue to mention is that these default units are units which are supposed to be autonomous, and they are supposed to have their own way of running and their own activities. So why decentralized? I will not go in detail of this because we have experts in this presentation. We'll just say why we decentralize is because we want to enhance efficiency. We also want to enhance equity, service provision be brought nearer to common mwananchi, and more so participation, which is key to this. Sorry, I think my presentation is running a bit faster than. Sorry. Yeah, but participation, which is key to this presentation this afternoon, and more so the issues to do with the national cohesion and to avoid issues of centralization. I think His Excellency, the Governor, has mentioned it very well, that they fought for decentralization to avoid the issues of central control. Again, His Excellency, the Governor, has mentioned the dimension of decentralization, where we have political decentralization, where powers are vested for the local people to be elected, administrative decentralization, where we transfer from higher to lower governments, the powers, and bringing services closer to mwananchi. And then we have fiscal decentralization, where we reassign both expenditure and revenue raising powers to the local government. So that is just an outlook of what decentralization is all about. But we are keen on the case of Kenya. Mr. Murada had already given an outlook of how the decentralization or devolution came in Kenya, where we are provided by Article 6 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, where it provides for establishment of the two county government, that is the national government and the county government. The two levels of government are distinct and interdependent, and which are supposed to be assigned and given function by the 4th schedule of the Constitution of Kenya. The national government, I believe we all understand, comprises of the national executive, parliament, and judiciary, while the county government comprises both county government, county executive, and county assemblies. The two levels are supposed to work on a mutual relation on the basis of consultation and cooperation. So that's just the context of the Constitution in the Kenyan sphere. The objects of devolution are 9, provided by Article 174 of the Constitution. But what I'm keen on this afternoon to present is only 4, where CRA is key in it. One of the objectives of devolution is to enhance participation of the people in the exercise of the powers of the state and in making decisions, which His Excellency, the Governor, has said very well on the role of citizen participation in the decision making. We are also supposed to, the Constitution is also provided that the objective of the devolution is to recognize the rights of communities to manage their own affairs, to promote social and economic development and bring services closer to the common mwananchi, local citizen. We use common mwananchi, a local terminology that is used in this country, and also to ensure equitable sharing of national and local resources. This is where CRA come in handy, where we are supposed to ensure that the resources that are nationally collected by the government of Kenya is shared equally between the national government and the county government. So those are the objectives of devolution in Kenya. and they are key in our day-to-day activities as a commission. So there is also need to understand the intergovernmental fiscal framework for the country, so that when we talk of the issues of the PFM, public finance management, we understand what is provided by the law. So Article 6 of the Constitution provide for the 2 levels of government, while the 4th schedule assigns now the functions. These functions are the one which we use as a basis for sharing the resources from the national government to county government. So if you go to our Constitution of Kenya, you'll find the 4th schedule where all the activities that are supposed to be undertaken by the county government have been clearly stipulated there. So the national government has the role of making policy, while the county government are supposed to implement these policies and provision of services. Article 209 also of the Constitution provide the tax powers, and it has given the powers that the revenue raising measures that goes both to county government and those which are supposed to be retained by the national government. So this provides the intergovernmental fiscal framework upon which devolution framework works in Kenya. The commission is mandated by the law to make recommendation of equitable sharing of revenue on revenue raised nationally between the national and county government. The objective of this intergovernmental fiscal transfer is to provide adequate funding to improve the fiscal horizontal imbalances based on the assigned function. I mentioned about the functions that have been decentralized. So we are supposed to ensure that we are provided for funding to ensure devolution work for those decentralized functions. We are also supposed to compensate for presence of economic disparities. If there are challenges where the equity in terms of development of the county government are not equally, if they are not fair, we provide for them, and also improve tax administration issues for the county government. So for us as the commission, we believe for devolution to work, a sound revenue system for subnational government is critical, and it's a prerequisite for success fiscal decentralization in Kenya. For the county government to provide for the roles that they have been assigned by the Constitution, they have been provided 5 resources, 5 areas or revenue streams where they're supposed to get their revenues from. First, from the equitable share. At least the Constitution provides that at the minimum, at least minimum of 15% of the most recent audited revenues that are raised nationally should be shared to the county government. They are supposed also to receive conditional and unconditional grants from the national government share of revenue. Equalization fund, this is a fund that is supposed to take care of the areas which are marginalized or they have not received the development to the same standard as the other regions. They can also get loans and grants, and more important, they are supposed to generate their own source revenue. Own source revenue is a key pillar also for the subnational government to manage their own affairs at the county level. So to appreciate the issues of public finance management, I will just share with you this, how revenue has been growing. The commission is keen in ensuring that all the revenues that goes to county government is growing year by year. So when we started in 2013-14, the revenue shared, that is a particle revenue, was 190. The red is the one which went to subnational government, that is the county government, 190 billion in 2013-14. But the most recent statistics, that is the 2020-2021, it has grown to 316.5 billion. Next year, they will get Kenyan shillings 370 billion. So as I said earlier, the commission is keen on ensuring adequate resources are going to the county level of government. We'll appreciate also that the vertical share has been growing, and the percentage of growth from 2020 to 2021, 2020-2021, and 2021-2022 is 17%. It grew from 316.5 billion, that the last 2 columns, to 370 billion. So the commission is really advocating for adequate resources for revenues to go to county government. On terms of OSR performance. Yes.
If I could interrupt just briefly and ask you to go 2 slides back to the one with the revenue.
I have challenge with this lower things, which is
okay. It's coming.
Okay.
That one, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's moving back. But anyway, I think I thought it would be just useful to point out, because I was going to make this point later, but this graph shows it with an image, that if you look at the national government share in 2013-14 was about 746
billion. Yes.
It has more than doubled by the time we get to 2021. If you look at the county share, which is 190, with what we are looking at here, it hasn't doubled, though close if you combine. But basically, one of the interesting things I was going to say, the paradoxes, is that one would have expected with devolution that the national share would grow at a lower rate, say, than county, given that devolution was not there before. But whereas, so it's an interesting thing that whereas resources to counties are growing, the national share is growing faster than that, which is to counties. Sorry for Selly, but I thought interesting to point that out. You can proceed.
Yeah, thank you so much. If I start explaining, my time will end before I finish what I am supposed to present. But we all understand that the first charge before the money goes to the county government is the debt. And you know, Kenya has been growing the public debt, and that is what is making the national government resources to be retained at a higher level, more than what is going to county government. So the first charge before we do share the resources to county government is we pay first the debt which is outstanding. So we'll discuss that later. Let me finish first. Thank you so much, Mr. Murada. And let me go to on-source revenue performance. So for on-source revenue performance, also the growth has been good, though it grew from 2013-14 or 26 billion. 2018-19, it grew to 40 billion, but now it has gone down. And we do understand that the 2019-20 we were hit by Corona, and I hope that is the issue. And 2020-2021, we are believing also in the effect of Corona, but there is an analogy by key fiscal decentralization specialists who says that sometimes when the more money goes to county government, it crowds out the on-source revenue. So maybe at a commission, it's high time we study whether the crowding out of the on-source revenue is happening now, that more resources from national government is coming to the county government, but there's no study to prove that. So important also for this meeting to know is that there are counties which on-source revenue has been growing as a fiscal public finance management issue, and there are counties which on-source revenue has been shrinking. 4 counties on-source revenue has been going lower than before devolution, while the rest of the counties, 43, their on-source revenues has been growing. Some have been growing at a faster rate of 258%. So there is need for some counties to benchmark with us as to see the success story. It's also important to know that not all on-source revenues has been attaining the potential level. The counties, most of them have not attained the potential on-source revenue potential, which according to the study of Adam Smith that was done in 2018 and launched in 2019. So we are saying the counties needs to put up more measures to enhance their own source revenue. It's only the counties like Samburu who have gone beyond their potential because of came back reserve. Important to note also for this meeting is that the on-source revenue policy was developed by National Treasury, which tries to give the standardized policy, legal and institutional framework for collecting on-source revenue for county government. Devolution success in Kenya, the CRA perspective, we are feeling public participation process has been a success, and the case of Makueni was my example, which His Excellency the Governor has already mentioned. And this one comes in handy during the planning and budgeting cycle. As a commission under the Public Finance Management, we are entrenched that County Budget and Economic Forum, a body that is supposed to enhance the public concentration in planning and budgeting, is entrenched in the budgeting cycle of the county government. All this starts from the review of the ADP, that is when annual development plan is being prepared, to the county budget and review outlook paper, to preparation of the county fiscal strategy paper, which is like budget policy statement for the national government, and all the way to budget estimate. All these stages ensures that we are supposed to have public participation at all these levels to ensure the views of the common mwananchi are entrenched in the budgeting cycle. Our case was Makueni. It has already been clearly stated by His Excellency the Governor. They have a very good framework for public participation, and we always showcase them as a good example. So we are saying for success, as a success story for the devolution, there have been established oversight structures. One of them is the CBEF, County Budget and Economic Forums. All the 46 county government have established, save for one county government which has not established. And this is the forum where all the public participation, it enhances public participation in the county planning and budgeting stages. And also there is also establishment of audit committees. At county assembly, 27 county assemblies have established the audit committees, and 35 county executives have established the county committees. County audit committees. These provide oversight on internal control, risk management, and governance issues, and also support monitoring and reviewing of risk and control. With these audit committees, we have seen improvement in issues of the reporting, which you will shortly see from the reports of the Auditor General, that there is good improvement in financial reporting by county government. The CBEF, I've already mentioned, it's providing a means of consultation for county government, where county plans are supposed to be incorporate the issues of the local citizens, county budgets, all the way to the budgeting system. So I wanted to speak also on issues of improved financial reporting emanating from the county county audit committees that have been set by both county assemblies and county executive. So in 2013-14, when we started devolution, most of the counties did not have good quality reports. Majority were having disclaimer, as you can see the fourth row, disclaimer for county executive 19 and 24 for county executive. But with those two established oversight structures, the disclaimer issues has gone low. You can see 17, 18, only 6 for county executive and 3 for county assemblies. Most of the reports currently are qualified report, and in that year, we had 2 county governments which had good reports, that is unqualified reports, meaning that the issues of improved financial reporting has gone down because of the issues of oversight structures that have been set in the county government. One of the county executive was Makueni, which His Excellency the Governor is here. So we are proud of the county government, which have already had good structures in terms to prudent financial management of the county government. So for the commission, we are believing for the success of the devolution to happen, equitable sharing of revenue has grown. So it started in 2013 at 190 billion, now it's 170 billion. We are also saying we have had 3 bases of sharing revenue. For public finance management, we are trying to ensure that counties are adhering to principles of fiscal responsibility as outlined in section 107 of the Constitution of Kenya, and ensuring that money is ring-fenced for development, the 30%. So we have a report to that, though it's not general, but counties are really attempting towards reaching that threshold of managing 30% of the resources to go for development activities. We are also saying development of borrowing framework for counties. The CRA currently is helping counties to prepare themselves so that they can borrow from investors money to improve on the capital financial management, because we realize that the fiscal space is shrinking and may not get a lot of money as they require, but they need more money to finance the capital investment. So one of the counties soon will be issuing bonds, and we are happy that is a success story for county government. We are also saying we are enhancing county government own source revenue collection and developing marginalization policies. With those many success, we are saying devolution has challenges. 1, capacity constraints in terms of human capital and skills. There is still need for training the human resources at the county government. There is duplication of function between national and county government. So this needs to be checked for devolution to succeed. We are also still depending on donor funding for some development projects. There is also delays in delivering funding to decentralized units. Sometimes National Treasury takes long before it disperses funds to county government, which affects the issues of devolution. And we are saying there is inadequate resource mobilization. There are also natural and man-made hindrances like the corona, natural things which came and that has affected devolution. So we are saying as a commission for devolution to succeed, we have to have adequate capacity for local government to perform the function by having enabling governance. We have to create a good and effective policy and legislative framework. We are saying we need to develop human capital for human resources at the county government and adequate resource financing and planning, and also have inclusive service delivery mechanism. This will ensure success in devolution. Thank you so much. That's the end of the presentation.